That might be the wildest game I've ever seen. I'm not even exaggerating. I thought there was 0% chance the 49ers were going to come back after they didn't convert on that fourth down play, which what a play that was, which ended up not really mattering. I don't know, just a wild game. Let's talk about everything that happened, the slow starts for both teams, and then the chaos at the end, just crazy stuff. So first, let's start off with this, opening drive that led to a touchdown, and a big part of it was Davante Adams, which, going into this game, the question was, how are they going to stop Davante Adams? And the answer right away was they're not, because he had a great opening drive. It was a lot of stuff like this. They're playing zone coverage, so it's not necessarily like it's just like they're leaving one corner on him and then having everyone else play defense. Like there is at least a little bit of not necessarily extra attention, but typically, with star receivers, a lot of times they come into effect and can really, make their money against man. It's zone coverage, but still, you're not paying enough extra attention to him, I think, on this play. You need to be constantly focused on Adams. Basically, every play should start with how do we stop number 17 for Green Bay. And look, Rodgers is going to take the snap. It's a good route by Adams because that's what he does. He gets into a gap in coverage and they're able to pick up a first down right there. So it was stuff like that. It wasn't necessarily like neglecting trying to cover him, but maybe not paying enough attention to him as they should. They started doubling him and it worked a lot better. A play like this is a good example. I'm going to pause it 3 seconds in. So right here, this is 3 seconds in. We saw this a good amount where we see Aaron Rodgers, this is the game you can play, count to 3, and if after 3 seconds, Aaron Rodgers still hasn't thrown the football, it's because nobody is open. By that point, pressure comes, he's able to escape the pocket, and he is going to eventually throw the football, but nothing gets open. So it's kind of these broken plays a little bit that were happening for Green Bay. Of Rodgers is seeing something, he's trying to make something happen, but just guys aren't getting open, which to me always says there's good coverage. Like this one's another one. You're going to see him look up, not make a throw, and then eventually take a sack, which is obviously not what you want to do here. So again, with plays like this, it's not like they're literally always times when no one's getting open. I mean, like it does happen where, a quarterback sees someone open and just doesn't make the throw. This one's going to be another example of him looking up, not seeing anything, try to scramble out. Eventually, Nick Bosa dives and makes the play. So great play by Bosa. But the reality is, most of the time, when I go back and then watch the All-22, when I see this stuff, it's because no one's getting open. The quarterback and offensive line tend to get all the blame, but usually this is good coverage, although, again, not always. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, first we saw some drops. That was definitely a very real thing that we saw happen from time to time. Watch how you're going to see George Kittle get wide open here, and he is going to drop this one. And we saw a couple of these from San Francisco. And of course, we got to talk about the interception, which was definitely not very good. It's going to be a cover 3 zone, and the play itself is actually not going to work out as intended. This is going to be another one of those broken plays. Look at how right when it begins, what you're going to notice right here is that Garoppolo is able to get around some pressure, and also, actually, quite frankly, Troy Aikman circled for me, so I don't have to do the graphics on this one. Thank you for that, Troy. But you see how Kittle, while he wasn't open immediately, he eventually gets open because it was broken play. He said, hey, there's this wide open area of the field. Let me run over there. He is wide open, but Garoppolo's on the move. I want to turn your attention to Jimmy Garoppolo because maybe he could try to get his feet planted and make this throw. It's still tough, and I think you could argue you shouldn't recommend it. And if you are going to make this throw, you have to make sure you throw it high and throw it far. Lead Kittle on this one. Use that space he has to your advantage. Instead, you're going to see him throw off balance, sort of throw, while he isn't, he's sort of off platform there. That results in an interception. Just not a great decision by Garoppolo, even though it was a wide open player. You got to either get your feet planted or just say, I'm not going to make this throw. This is one of those plays that, like Aaron Rodgers makes because he has a bigger arm, but that's just what happened there. The 49ers were finally able to put some points on the board. They had a good drive that ended up in 0 points. They get a drive here that puts points on the board, and it seemed like their main mindset, which should be their mindset a lot of times, is just put the ball in Deebo Samuel's hands. Whatever you got to do to give Deebo Samuel the ball. Maybe they gave him time too many with him, sort of looking like he got the wind knocked out of him or something. I don't know what happened there. But on this play, it's a wide receiver screen, and I love these kind of screens where you're getting your offensive linemen involved. Watch how Garoppolo is going to get the ball to Samuel. It could have been tipped too. We saw a play like that happened, in the Titans-Bengals game. And then Samuel does a great job running after the catch, picking up a good amount of yards and good blocking. So, stuff like that where they were able to drive the ball down the field, get in field goal range, and finally put 3 on the board. They were finally able to get back to Adams by pushing the ball down the field, kind of with stuff like this, which was smart, I thought, by Green Bay, where you're putting Davante Adams on the inside right here. So he is the number 2 receiver on this play, meaning the number 1 receiver, that's the guy closest to the sideline. Number 2 is the guy second closest to the sideline, and this is obviously on the top half of the screen, so to the offense's left. Adams will be crossing over in the middle, and so this is the kind of situation where for San Francisco, you're saying, okay, well, we have safety help over the top here for Adams. It's not like we're leaving him one-on-one. This is a fine situation. However, the issue is Adams can still get pretty far deep, but then as long as he cuts before a certain point, he should be able to have some space. And the issue with something like this as well is that for, a typical wide receiver in this situation, the corner would be at an advantage, knowing that, okay, if you try to burn me deep, I have safety help there, so the only way I can't get beat is with something else. There's a route I don't have to worry about here. However, even with that advantage, it's still a massive disadvantage playing Davante Adams. Because watch how when Rodgers takes the snap, you're going to notice, Adams at this point is just wide open right here. He's easily able to blow by the corner who is covering him, and he cuts before to see if he can come over and make a play. Rodgers' throw was even a little bit low, but great play from Davante Adams. And again, he's the kind of guy where he means so much to a team. Having a Davante Adams just is such an impactful situation and means so much. The 4th down play call with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left was interesting. I'm actually a little bit... So here's what happened. Rashawn Gary is the guy who's going to make this play. He's the one who saves the day here. Although part of me wondered, was this supposed to be a run straight at the middle, or was this supposed to be a run to the outside here? Troy Aikman brought it up as well, where he said, earlier in the game, they ran a similar play, but they went to the outside. This time, they don't do that. They go towards the middle, and it makes me wonder if that was by design or if a running back just thought he saw something. Anyways, look, as you see, so Charlie Warner there on that play does not win his block particularly well, and he's a good blocking tight end. The issue is just you're going up against Rashawn Gary. That's a tough matchup for any tight end to have to deal with. And it was a hard block in general because he had to get to the inside if he was going to try to block for a run up the gut, which leads me to believe I think that this was supposed to be a design to the outside all the way. Even Trent Williams is running out there. Why would you basically take out your best offensive lineman and have him run a block that means nothing on this play, unless you're just trying to fool them, which is possible. That's what San Francisco does a good amount, is they intentionally, make it seem like they're doing one thing, but do something else just to get you to be, move over a half step, and that's all you need to pick up a 1st down on 4th and 1. Just a bizarre situation. As you see, Gary ends up running over and making the play. So great play by Gary. I know that, way to disrupt things. That's 100% sure, but kind of just a weird, sloppy play by San Francisco. And unfortunately, I don't know exactly what happened there. This play was just so huge. So again, we're jumping ahead a bit because there was obviously the blocked punt touchdown, which just, of course, Packers special teams would come into play. And in this one, 3rd and 7, you can't really kick a field goal from this far away. It's going to be tough. However, you would see Deebo Samuel pick up a good amount of yards and be able to get the 1st down, which allows them to pick up even more yards, making this a lot more achievable here for a field goal with no time left. Just a huge play there. So yeah, Robbie Gould would make the kick, and what a cool just visual, right? The 49ers celebrating that game-winning kick at the end there, in the snow. Just amazing. Congratulations to 49ers fans. You must be through the roof. For the Packers, there's no really getting around it. This is got to be one of the more heartbreaking losses I can imagine. I'm definitely going to be watching the replay of Tom Grossi's, recap. I'm going to watch every reaction, every Packers fans reaction video that, does the live stream. I'm watching that. I love that stuff. Even 49ers fans. I like both sides. That's going to be fun. I'm very much nervous for the Buccaneers game now that I'll be going to. Brady can't lose tomorrow, because I've already been tweeting out some smack on there, so can't let that happen. But yeah, the reality is, though, what a win by San Francisco. They're playing for the George Halas Trophy a week from today, or technically a week from tomorrow. They'll play for the George Halas Trophy. Crazy stuff. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.